All right, welcome to episode 3 of the Big 3 podcast. This is our pre-Arcadian episode. So that's what it's going to be about. Got a lot of pre-Arcadian talk coming to you with Gary, of course. And this time, we got Spectre as the guest. What's up, Spectre?
Hey guys, how you doing? What's up? Thanks for having me.
All right, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Got the same like hospitality phrases. Oh yeah, sure, of course, definitely.
I kind of just want to get right into the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Likewise.
If that's cool with you guys. So surprise, surprise. There's this fun, exciting event that's supposed to happen on Saturday
What's
in
that,
Southeast
Gary?
Michigan.
What's that?
Which is the Rumbling MSU Arcadian or MISU Arcadian, and so the three of us made a short prediction list. We made our top 16 seeds. Spectre went a little bit farther than that. We also have Lilacs pulled up, and we might look at it for fun, of course. we're gonna do it. Let's first talk about people that we think are like close to top 16, but we didn't want to include that we really wish we would have included.
Okay.
So is there anyone Ian that you really wish you who's gonna stand out that is not on your top 16?
Okay, so I definitely think recently, well, maybe not recently, but I think Super Mario and Ramiz are right in that level, but both of them don't compete that much anymore. Ramiz used to compete quite a bit. I also think Blomflex with his run at what was it? Sterling Clash, was it? He did pretty good there. I think he got 5th.
Who'd he beat?
He had a Bri win.
I think he beat Boomanter, Bri, and then someone else that was pretty good. So pretty good gatekeep wins.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
He dropped a game to me at that tournament, so I don't know.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
In Game and Watch Ness.
Oh yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
I just realized I'm sitting on a podcast with Ness players, bro. What the heck?
Yeah, the double Ness player. Yo, Gar, you should move your you move your mic back slightly. Just FYI.
Okay, my bad.
You're good.
Okay.
My shouts for people that could be close. It's more like a couple people who have shown potential to explode into crazy runs, but not any type of consistency, right? One that I kind of had on my mind just because of his movement run recently. I feel like Symphonies deserves a shout at some point in this video. He went nuts.
Definitely.
He beat Boku, Cal, Spectre, and PoisonJam, which is a crazy run. It also proves that he can kind of hang with the crowd pretty well. I feel like he's not a lot of Arcadian level players know how to fight Terry, so
You're talking about Symphonies?
Yeah. So I can totally see him getting a good bracket, going on a run, and getting top 8. And then I can also see him going 1-2, which granted applies to a lot of people at this tournament.
Yeah.
That's there are maybe 50 people that I could see in top 16, but I could also see getting 129th. Because also, just as we started recording this, the Arcadian has exactly 200 entries, which is exciting.
Yeah,
Plus,
including the invitational. But
yeah.
But yeah, definitely a lot of people.
Then my other shouts, I think Boomanter is in that list of people that could make a run.
Boomanter.
Yeah, dude, he's got that dog. I was talking earlier about
that guy does have that. In all fairness, that guy does have that dog.
Exactly. I was talking earlier about my dog-based decision making for a lot of these figs. I think Boomanter has the whole pound. He's got more dog than a lot of players in the whole state. Then a lot of people that haven't been around for a long time but are entering and have potential, Cody, aka Superhero, aka Carl, right? I think he could definitely make a run. And I don't really see him getting cheesed and losing out early just because he's been around for so long. He's got some pretty good veteranship, so I don't see him losing until he's getting outplayed.
Fair.
Yeah. And then I am also interested about Pikmin's because I think he's entering. I think there's potential for a Pikmin's.
Oh, I have bad news. That guy hasn't played the game in 8 months.
Hasn't he?
Yeah,
Last time me and him played, he beat my ass. Lucky.
Really?
When was that?
The last Triscuit Invitational.
Oh, okay.
which was the last time he played the game.
Yeah.
Right. So not the best reference, I guess. So Guard, do you have any like dark horse borderline level picks?
The two people that I wanted to talk about briefly are the two people that can beat me. That like are not in my top 16 that I'm like very scared to fight. And that's OG Derek and Kovu. Kovu, for whatever reason, like definitely has my number.
Really?
We haven't played in like a year and a half, but early post-COVID ult, he definitely I would derive up to Jackson or Ann Arbor, and pre-COVID ult too, and I would always seem to lose game 5 last hit to Kovu. It was always Snake versus Lucina. It was usually Snake Lucina.
The Gary Lucina.
That was when I played I played mostly Lucina pre-COVID.
Right.
That's crazy.
So and then OG Derek. I mean, like, that guy is playing the best character in the game. I think we all agree in this podcast. Right. And you know, he's pretty good too. So I think he can make it happen. I also think a lot about matchups when I'm like thinking about an Arcadian. And winners or loser side, I think OG Derek can make a serious run. Steve just doesn't have that many bad matchups, like even at like whatever you want to call mid-level.
I also think if you look at the people who like, I assume a lot of us are going to be expecting to do well at the Arcadian. There's not that many matchups that are like great against Steve. You know, obviously there's not that many great Steve matchups in the game, period. But I think I mentioned this before. I think of Steve matchups as a tier list of how bad it is, rather than like this many winning versus this many losing. I don't think there's a lot of like decent Steve matchups.
Yeah, I think like the generic Steve player is probably going to struggle against sword characters, in general.
Mm-hmm.
But but once you get to like top level of play, it changes a lot. So
yeah.
But that's sort of who I think of when I think of bad matchups for Steve, and characters that can run away from Steve better than he can run away from.
See, that's why this episode was perfect for us, because we're all talking about a level of gameplay that we are either entirely or slightly familiar with, as opposed to other episodes where we're talking about like top players, like what do these guys know? This is our house, right? This is our area of expertise. We got this.
This is what we're going to talk about.
All right, so do you guys want to get into the top 16s? Start ordering them?
Yeah, you know, let's get into it.
All right. So Ian, let's have you start. Who's your number 16 seed going into the Arcadian?
All right, so I heard you mention earlier. I really wanted to like talk about him first, but Boomanter, I think, is my number 16 definitely.
Gar is not a Boomanter believer.
Boomanter. He's got, you know what I think. You know, he's got some dog, bro.
He's all dog, no discipline. He's so much.
Yes, that's a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it. He lost
game one against RT. He lost, but that game won though.
The dog.
He lost the set. Like what are you saying?
No, he lost, but that game won though.
He's got no adaptation.
That game won though. It's crazy.
I'm watching him do like full hop stomp on every character in every matchup, like at any percent, like bro. Your opponent's at 120. You don't have to do full hop stomp, bro. Like I get it's fun, but like, jeez, bro. Damn full hop stomps.
Cigar, who's your number 16?
I have Ramiz. Ramiz is my number 16.
Okay, sure.
I think it's a pretty safe pick.
That's kind of
etching into the top 16.
There's definitely a few people that like in that category of people where it's like they're just generally consistent. You don't really see them lose like stupid sets a lot. I think Ramiz is definitely one of those people, and I don't want to bring any others up in case I like encroach on your guys' list a little bit. But
go Drew.
My number 16, I think this guy could do quite a bit better. He's another person that like it could totally go either way. I have Bry at number 16.
Oh yeah,
Bry Yoshi. Because he's the type of guy where like if he runs into a matchup that he doesn't like, or if he gets frustrated, he can kind of tilt out, or he can like super pop off. You know, so I kind of had a hard time ranking him. But I think 16's a good like middle ground, I guess, for a guy with like his explosivity.
If I would describe him, I mean, I could be wrong, right? This is just from the the 25 minutes of Bry gameplay that I've seen in my life.
Bry
I think of
versus,
him.
Pasquale.
Well, I also saw him play against Rob,
Okay,
in person at Lucid, and I think he's I think he's good at some matchups and bad at some matchups. He looked really good against Snake. Actually, he looked really good against Rob. He was really creative in when to use neutral B, like because Robbie was just obviously you're gonna pull grenade, right?
Yeah.
And maneuvering around grenades, I thought he was doing a really good job. I mean, in the end, Robbie took that set, but it was really close.
That's a pretty important matchup to be good at coming into this.
That's
Arcadian.
game 5, right?
Yeah, that was game 5, and but he beat. I'm pretty sure he beat Straw Hat Kid. Which is
That's a good one.
So it's definitely a matchup. Like he's good at matchups, but at the same time, he's also bad at some matchups.
Yeah, see,
and I think
if he's good at those like slower matchups, those zoner matchups, there's a lot of those in my top 10. I don't know about you guys, but he could definitely catch a couple upsets, like kind of catch people off guard, because I feel like he's more likely to know his opponent's matchup than they are to know his, because there's not too many Yoshis out here doing it.
But I think he's dependent on matchups. Like some matchups he has good, and some he doesn't have good. I think he's lost to some players that I would think of him as better than, but that's just like I think he's just good at some matchups.
Yeah, like Spectre mentioned Vlone earlier. Vlone 3-0'd him last time they played, I think.
Yeah.
I've definitely talked with Brian a lot, and he's talked with me a lot about like preparing for brackets, and he goes in on preparing for people. It's actually crazy how much work he does.
See, that I think matters a lot less at an Arcadian, because I think it's so
I
hard to
also
prepare.
agree.
It's so hard to prepare, just because like this is something that we've said 1,000 times, but like the margin of skill in like the top 50 seeds is so close. It's like you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
15.
My 15. I have Ian Spectre. Oh yeah. Oh, I think it's a potential run.
Dang.
Because I think you kind of have a similar thing to Bry, where if you run into matchups that you're good at, it's kind of smooth sailing, but there are some big time struggle matchups where it could be a pretty similar thing.
So if I play Blumflex and pools, I'm so
it's refs.
It's raps.
Yeah.
I will always say, and Ivan says this too, the thing that Spectre does better than every other Michigan yes is his pace control, especially in holding backwards. He's actually a whole lot better at like it seems like most NES players in Michigan, they're like every time they go forwards, like they just like will never go backwards ever. and Spectre gets a lot of mileage out of like using Ness's dash dance as a whiff punish. Instead of using Ness's good out of shield, he also uses like Ness doing dash back.
Yeah. I remember watching him versus Tony at that one KJS tournament, like the Kevin's birthday bash, and I think he took like a game. But in that game, I was like, I saw the light. I was like, holy shit, this kid's the future.
the thing about that is that it's good in some matchups, but I think overall it's hard in like zoner matchups.
It's good in a lot of Ness's bad matchups.
Yeah. Like sorties, just dash back, they can't hit you.
Yeah.
So
I definitely feel like I have like potential to do well. Like regional days, I'm usually playing really well, but like locals, But
as long as you bombed the local before to follow your pattern.
Yeah, I bombed movement.
Perfect.
Right.
Do you know about the Spectre pattern, Gary?
Right, yeah, I did see the tweet. The tweet. He always seems to do poorly at the local and then well at the regional.
Oh.
Yeah. But my 15 is actually Monday. So I think
I see it.
I think Monday
Senior Lunes
has the potential to go super far, like at what was it? It was I think it was Vaporwave, where he cooked. He got third, took games off of
Damn.
I think he beat Aghi, took games off of Suspect and Zenodo. I could be wrong though, but he definitely has the explosive potential to do really good. But also once he runs into matchups that he doesn't know, especially like Ness, like he struggles with Ness a lot.
I was just about to say Monday's
other matchups.
He's like a bracket guy for me, right? If he gets the right bracket, he can fly away. But otherwise,
you said Vaporwave?
Yeah, Vaporwave and Arbor.
When was Vaporwave?
That
it was a while ago, I feel.
It was right before I went to Chicago.
Supermoon?
July.
Supermoon before Supermoon. Yeah,
July
7.
7th.
Oh, I'm looking. I'm pulling up his run. Hold on.
Yeah, where
He
is it? Where is
beat Casimir, Chironic, Bringus, Aghi, and then lost to Zenodo and Suspect.
that? Damn.
Yeah, pretty solid run.
Yeah,
So-
that's decent. That's decent. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
definitely.
They do really well.
being able to beat players.
He's got a Ryoku win. Too. I didn't know
Like
that.
like
Oh, that's crazy.
Aghi. Does he? How does he do against Jado? I know they play all the time.
I think he usually loses.
Usually loses. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just saw 2 red Jad things. So.
Okay. Yeah,
My big thing about Monday is he doesn't beat the field. He just really doesn't. Like
yeah.
I mean partially it's because he like, I mean, for better or for worse, he definitely goes to a lot of tournaments. And I don't think not every tournament he goes to is like a full zen, like I'm gonna try my hardest, like this is the moment, kind of thing.
Yeah, he doesn't
But
activate
he's
that
just
very
kind-
often.
Yeah, and so I don't it's really hard for me to like I don't know. He just like I feel like it's rare that he goes to movement and outperforms his seed, right? And
Yeah.
like that sort of is hard to
Yeah, I also
to
think
know what's gonna happen.
I like what you said about him like not being like super zen always, because I feel that we don't see like locked in Mr. Monday very often, right? Because he very much just gives me, especially at movement, right? It's like
He's very laid back.
he just got off work. I think he's like a professor
Yeah.
or something. He works at a school, right? He's like a super busy guy, finishing a PhD. He's like got a lot of shit on his plate. Just kind of wants to come and hang out a little bit, right? So
Yeah.
I think he definitely has like lock in potential,
Right.
So I'd be interested to see that. So who's your 15, Gary?
Oosh.
Oosh.
Oosh is my 15th. Yeah.
Okay.
He snuck into my list. So, I mean,
That's valid, I think.
Really well.
my long and short about him is that he has a Robbie win. He is positive on Robbie lifetime.
Mhm.
He's also pretty matchup dependent. Like some matchups are definitely good for him and some are not so good.
I know he hates Greninja, which
like,
is going to be a problem
mean,
at this Arcadian.
Oh yeah.
He made Symphonies look lost when they played. I mean, he like ugly 3-0'd Symphonies.
Damn.
When they played at a DI Downriver a couple weeks ago.
That's a recent one too. I think I definitely like what I've seen from him recently. He's a scary player for sure.
The problem with Oosh is that one bad matchups for him, and 2, he's not as explosive maybe as like you might need a Joker
Sure.
player to be. And so like I'm looking at like other matchups, like I think Jad is rough for him. I think Nad is rough for him. I think Zefer is rough for him. So he's gonna run into a lot of hard matchups in like the top 10 area of the
Yeah.
bracket. So
Mhm.
it was I felt good putting him in like the lower half of the top 16 seeds, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't see him making like I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard.
hmm Moving on to 14. My 14, I had PJ. I had PoisonJam.
14.
Yeah. I got him on the list. Listen.
No, the other way, bro.
Well, you think he's like gonna do way better?
Yeah.
So okay.
Yes, like a lot better.
Hold on.
What the?
Listen. I'm not the biggest PJ believer. I won't lie. I'm gonna put it as
I'm learning right now.
What are those ones you're pulling up? Let me see those. Losing to Broly.
No, you gotta tell me. I want to know.
I'm looking. So okay. Here's the thing about PoisonJam.
Goku and Archy.
He, I think, has potential to lose to like the type of character that's gonna like smother you and be on top of you and just kind of like press buttons on you, right? Like scrolling by these losses you're seeing, it's a lot of characters that are like in your face the whole time. It's also a lot of PR players, right? But I think there's a lot of potential for him to just like get caught off guard by like some like pretty ignorant stuff and have to make like a deep losers run and like get exhausted. You know what I mean? So that's why I had him down there.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, dude. I mean, you know what I think about fucking Kazuya, bro. Like
Yeah,
this character is
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I also
This
think Kazuya gets an Arcadian buff. You know what I mean? I think like
dude, I think
like-
Kazuya is so good in brackets, man. I think Kazuya is so good in brackets, man.
yeah, sure.
It's like actually like unbelievable.
Look at look at his characters, dude.
You can mess up
Kazuya,
your
Steve, Terry, Falco, Game and Watch Mario.
you can mess up your combo and still get a true follow up, bro.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
actually absurd.
Also,
So,
also, do keep in mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I made this list 10 minutes ago. The PJ pick might not have been that thought of.
I have noticed he loses to the Ness. He loses to Ian. He loses to Spection. So that's
he
like
barely beat
his
me when I
matchup.
played
It
him.
looks like. Damn.
Which is
So,
low-key
I mean,
part of the reason he's one of the only players on this list that I've played before, right? And when I played him, I was like, "Damn, this guy's not that much better than me." You know what I mean?
I got you. That makes it. No, that makes sense.
So that's why my impression of him was like I've seen him do well,
Yeah.
but I haven't like felt it. You know what I mean? And like the rest of these
Yeah.
players that I have played before that are on this list for me have like demolished me, right? So
got you.
being that close to him, I'm like, I feel like, you know.
And it could be the other way too, because I play PoisonJam in friendlies and I low key get cooked
Really?
because like, I mean, dude, it's friendlies and I'm trying to approach for fun, but
For sure.
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's just always like not a good time. Just like I like
Yeah.
hit fair, and Kazuya just like goes through it with his invincible move, and then I get killed for it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Alright,
He definitely gets a Kazuya buff, but like seeing his peaks with Kazuya is just like I think he's like a lot higher. It
Yeah.
really depends on like if you play the matchup right, because if you play the matchup right, he kind of crumbles a little bit. But like, if you don't and he's locked in, you're definitely gonna get run over.
Right.
That's the way I view it.
I will also
he-
say
Go ahead.
he goes to mostly tournaments that I don't really go to, right? So I don't see him peak that often, right? He plays decent at movement quite a bit, but I don't see like peak PoisonJam a lot because usually he winds up on stream at movement around the time his run fizzles out, right? That's when he runs into the PR players.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen peak Jam.
This is like a tournament that I think of, like, I mean, maybe it's recency bias. Excuse me, maybe it's recency bias, but I think of this tournament when I think of PoisonJam, right? It's like
Damn.
Dylan, Avien, Spectre.
Yeah, the
Those
Avien
are-
dub is
th-
crazy.
Those are three like good wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and like, if he's beating those players, it's like, I mean,
Those
I
are
mean,
good
those
wins
player-
on bad matchups too. Avian
those
seems like a really
players-
hard matchup.
Yeah.
those players. I mean, and Dylan's PR, right? But Avien and Spectre are also in my top 16. So if he's beating like those top 16 players, then like,
Yeah.
But right, Spectre, you go back and forth with
So-
PoisonJam,
Yeah,
right?
we do. Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you guys have at your
So-
14s?
The next 3 or 4 for my list is actually like really weird. I can see the next 4 being shuffled around, but at 14 I have Bry, because I think
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we
When
talked
he's-
about
when
it.
he's playing out of state, I think at the beginning of this season and last season, definitely this summer, when he played out of state, he got like hella PR wins, did really well, and then you come back to Michigan and you go to some random regional, and then he goes 1-2 or doesn't make it out of pools, and he's definitely
Mhm.
very inconsistent, as we said before. Like wrong matchup, then he's just cooked.
Dude, watching him
Yeah.
drive like 3 hours to Bear Cave and go 1-2 was like the saddest shit I've ever seen.
Mm.
I was like, dude, it's so tragic.
My 14 is Phonic, Adrian.
That's a good shout.
So
That's a good
Oh,
shout.
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
If he can avoid the
Dude,
nerves, he can be
same.
terrifying.
I feel so similarly about Sonic as I do about Steve. Like that character's matchup spread is so good.
Yeah.
Like the character is so good in brackets. Like Michigan doesn't know how to fight Sonic either. Like I watch Phonic just like just I mean nothing against like Nad, but I'm just like, dude, Nad has no idea what he's doing against Sonic.
Dude,
And
no,
I mean,
nobody here does.
I have it.
It's like,
I have Sonic like the Sonic matchup drilled into my brain like from years and years and years and years of playing this character against this character because I played 4, right? I played 4 and I got camped out by Sonic and I had to figure it out. So, like I don't know. I have a lot of matchup experience and I personally feel comfortable, but I know Michigan as a state.
Yeah, there's only like 3 Sonics in Michigan. One of them lives in mid Michigan, One of them is Phonic, who doesn't compete, and then another one is Suspect, who doesn't
Suspect
really matter
secondary. Yeah,
anymore.
suspect
Yeah,
secondary.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that really only gets seen against like PR players who aren't playing here. You know what I mean? Like the suspect secondary Sonic does not come out to play very frequently. It's
I think Phonic has a good matchup spread versus the field. I will talk about this a lot. I talk about the field. I think Phonic has a good matchup spread versus the field.
that matters a
So,
lot.
which is-
I think that's
which
a
is
big thing.
important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me is the important thing. Like PR wins and stuff, those are like awesome, but like you're not playing against PR players. You're playing against like very strange play styles, very weird matchups. There's like very little consistency. So to me, like field matchups is the thing to look at for like a list like this. So up next
I have
yeah.
Spectre as 13, which we already kind of talked about. So,
okay, yeah.
we can move on.
That's where I have Zefer.
Zefer and PoisonJam. What is going on? What is?
Listen, okay. He is another player. I'm not that familiar with his game. I'll say it. I haven't seen a lot of Zefer gameplay, but what I have seen of him recently, just again, hasn't really moved me. I haven't seen a lot of Zefer gameplay like going crazy. I've seen him losing to Spectre, not doing the best at Crossroads. So my recent Zefer experience is limited, and it is subpar. So
He 3-0'd Oosh ugly in a bad matchup. Like,
but that's also a weird
Zuri.
matchup.
He beat
you know what I mean?
Zuri too. He beat Zuri.
yeah,
That's a good win. That's a good win.
Like, he has a Zuri. Yeah, he beat Zuri recently. I mean, at the pre-local to Phoenix Down, I think it was.
Phoenix Down.
That was a while ago.
He doubly limbed Straw Hat Kid in a -2 matchup.
Really?
So yes, so like
Damn.
and he's like 3-0 against me lifetime. Like, I mean, obviously I'm biased because I hate heavies, but you know,
Yeah, that's fair.
I have him higher. We can.
Yeah, I'm much higher than that.
we can probably talk more about him later.
Who's your 13th Spectre?
My 13th is Wilf.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah. he's my 12. So
12. Yeah. He definitely has good wins. His run at what was it? Get Cooked was really good. And then you have his.
Wolf's the guy
runs
that
at,
I
like,
should have mentioned
100
earlier
miles.
as like someone who can make a run for sure.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these people, I think, well, I would say like 60-70% of the top 16 is East Michigan, and none of them have ever played a game, a villager in their life. So
yeah, that's a good point. I think he doesn't make villager as mind wrenching as you can. You definitely play villager even more cringe. But he's definitely a playmaker. He's looking for ways to edge guard you with bowling ball or Lloyd Rocket. He's hard to hit.
He's a swinger. He swings big.
He definitely does swing. And he's also pretty good against the field.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really lose to anyone, really.
Yeah, I definitely slept
other
on
than PR
him
players.
here.
I don't think locals in West Michigan are the best representation of someone's skill. very often,
Yeah,
so.
this is true. I mean, he's always beating Pasquale. He's like usually beating. He's usually he's going even with Ducks.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking at his losses.
Yeah, they're different. They're
Who's
decent, they're
Edmund?
decent.
I'm sorry.
Do you guys know Edmund? He's losing to this Edmund guy.
Never heard of him.
I saw a couple Edmund losses.
Who's Marsh?
Some Luigi player. What?
Look at that West Michigan tournaments, bro.
No, oh no.
Not the Edmund loss.
Revel and Roll is gone.
Him.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he's just been around the game a long time.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like I played him bias kind of thing, but I thought he was pretty decent. So
All right, my 12. This guy is somebody who I'm really interested to see play, right? Because we haven't seen a lot of him recently, obviously. But he's been like preparing like for this. It's the only reason he's been entering recently. I have Ushio here. I have Ushio my 12. Because I think the way that he has been preparing, it's been like with the intention of peaking at this event, right? He really wants to do well here. This is what he's been motivated to do. I've seen him play really well recently, but the thing I've seen about Ushio is that he low-key has a hard time closing from what I've seen. I've seen him take a lot of games or a lot of sets really late last hit, and then just not be able to finish it. So I think Ushio is the type of player where if he can catch some heat,
the Cal set,
and if he can start
Cal
closing, the Cal set, some ramen noodle sets,
the Lemon Knight set,
the Lemon Knight set. There's a lot of sets that he just brings late and can't close. Boku as well, Yoder. These are all game 5s, right? So I think if he can catch heat and find some consistency closing these brackets, he can be a force to be reckoned with for like pretty much anyone. That's the thing about Ush is that he's not the best against the field, but I think he's a player that can beat anyone. He just like isn't the most consistent. So I'm curious to see if he's gonna like if this is gonna be a locked in Ush day or if it's gonna be hard. So who do you got, Ian? Who's your 12?
Honestly. So as I said, I think that from 14 to 11 can all be switched around. I have me just solely because of my performances. So like regional performances really carry me. Yeah. Pretty much. Have some local wins, but regionals are really where I shine.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good against the field. You know, I don't think you.
Definitely a lot of tough matchups I'm seeing here, but nothing I can't really deal with. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think a couple of the top 10 matchups will be hard for you, but I mean, but like beating Zefer last Saturday was obviously a good one for you. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, Gar, who's your 12?
It's Wilf. We talked about him.
Oh, word. Okay. 11. I like this pick. You guys are gonna hate it. I have On God Derek. I'm excited to see his run. I'm excited to see his run. I think he's a player that people struggle against Steve. Obviously, it's just like that's kind of just what it is. And I think he's not gonna have to start thinking until top 32, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think you'd be surprised how deep these brackets go. He could run into a hard matchup. Maybe it's Rob. Maybe it's picks. Like maybe he gets he gets picks, right? Like
picks. Picks definitely deserves a shout. I'm glad you mentioned that because I don't think any of us have him in our top 16s, but picks is.
No, but I could definitely see OG Derek like running into a sword matchup or something.
Yeah,
it's hard for him. But that's why he's not on my top 16. But he would definitely be 18. If I were to go that deep.
Yeah, I think he's a very like either playing good or playing not good player.
I also don't know how in he is. You know, like, I mean, we're just kind of like trying to get vibes from like his just his character and like bracket results, right? Like we don't get a good sense of like how into the game he is.
Yeah,
unless we actually talk to him, right? And so
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Motivation can be a factor.
People that, so that's kind of a big thing.
Who do you guys got there?
At 11, all right. So a lot of people haven't like seen this player do good in a while. I have Solar.
Oh,
because he doesn't have really any results.
I'm gonna look at it.
He doesn't have really any results this season, but I know just by playing him, he's here because
He doesn't play a lot, but I did what Gary's doing recently, and I was like shocked by like the like consistency. He gets a lot of decent wins, and he doesn't really have bad losses. Like if you look at his losses, it's PR players and other people that we have in these top 16s.
He 6-0'd Dante.
Yeah, dude, like that's crazy.
Also, Chia.
Oh
no,
Chia's not that bad.
I could very much see him people putting him higher if he competed at more tournaments, especially regionals.
He's my number 10.
He wasn't able to go very. He's your number 10. That makes sense.
Losing to Judd Air. What? I'm sorry.
Judd Air's good. Chill.
Dude, if you have Judd Air in your top 16, I'm going apeshit.
He can't go. But I would.
He can't
have
go.
him in, like,
okay.
the top 30. I'm in like the top 30.
Top 30? Okay, sure. Yeah.
I don't know. He's. I mean, looking at whatever his last 6 months of results, he's not a face of consistency. Losing to Big Rod, Boomanter, like Judd Air, Snow Black. Like, those those aren't like
Yeah, like if those are
He
his
could get a
worst
good run.
losses, in,
Right,
like,
last year-
wins though, with good wins though.
he does have good wins, and last year, and then he has a Straw Hat Kid win, right? This is definitely a good win. Like
Yeah.
if he gets a good bracket, I could definitely see him getting third again, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I unfortunately think that he would have to stay in winners, and
True.
a
True.
lot of my players that I'm like looking at, I don't know, because I think he's good, but I think he would have to stay in winners to get another
He
third or fifth
he
place.
could go winners to top
Yeah.
8 is the thing. So like, yeah, I agree, but I think that's a pretty decent formula for him.
Like if he stays in
That's fair.
winners, entering top 32, and he gets a good matchup for
That's raps.
top 8 qualifier, I think he
raps.
can definitely make a really good run.
I agree.
Yeah.
Gar, what are we thinking about the 11 spot?
Pascal, PC3X.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that guy's been around the game.
Mhm.
Like that guy's been around the game for forever. He still occasionally plays with Yoder because they work like
They work like
they
across the
both-
hallway from each other.
yeah, they work at the same university in the same department. So I mean, I know Pascal's in Ann Arbor. I'm sure he still plays occasionally. Real quick, I'm gonna look at his results from, because he beat someone. He beat
Somebody,
Anthony.
didn't
Yeah, he beat Anthony at a movement like a couple weeks ago, and I
What?
really do think. Yeah.
I didn't know about
Yeah,
this.
right before Sterling Clash.
Movement 137, which was 925.
Damn.
So
Okay.
I mean,
That-
that's recent.
That like
he's
totally
really
negates
good.
what I was about to say about him then.
Yeah.
He's really good. He just doesn't play that
He's
much.
definitely still really good. I didn't really know where to put him, honestly.
Mhm.
That's
I
fair.
haven't played him since I got, I don't know, good, you could say.
I mean, at Ann Arbor 99.7, whatever the heck that is. He lost to min squared, right?
99.7.
Yeah.
Prototype
which-
could also be
100.
like a reasonable threat. He could be kind of scary.
Yeah, he can matchup check some people.
I
Definitely.
think this dude is like really good. If I was like writing like a not a skill, but like a holistic understanding of Smash Bros, he would like be in the top 3 of the Arcadian scene,
Yeah.
right?
Really? Wow.
So-
Okay.
Yeah, I think he definitely knows a lot about this video game.
Yeah, I think he's solid
Um,
for sure.
So
Just based on his results, I haven't seen him play that much, but he just like is pretty consistent against players that like you would expect him to beat.
Yeah.
So you guys ready to shift into the top 10?
yeah,
Yeah, let's do it.
This
Go for it.
this is where I had Solar. You mentioned him earlier.
Mhm.
He just has like crazy deep run potential. Based on results I've seen, so I have Solar about here.
yeah, he's got the last Arcadian buff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's already done it before. Why can't he do it again?
Yep.
He's got the Marth Tipper factor on him.
Maybe, dude. I think Marth is so bad. That's also one of the reasons why I'm not a Solar believer. Just 'cause I think Marth is so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mewtwo kind of bad. I think that character's so bad.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
I think that character
Mewtwo
sits right
bad.
next to Mewtwo on the tier list. Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, if it worked like Smash 4, where basically every time that you did side B 1, 2, 3, you could tipper 4, I would my mind would be changed. But I mean, you're hitting tipper side B 4 like 1 out of 25 times.
Yeah,
so,
if you're extremely
I,
skilled and lucky, you'll catch a few.
Yeah.
so. The carrot dog.
That's fair.
Yes,
fair.
propaganda.
I'm not like.
Propaganda.
I think Martha's super fun and cool and dope. I don't think Martha's that good.
So I usually make my list. I make a lot of lists, kind of like Lilac, but I don't really like post them that much. I just like ranking things, but
Okay.
I usually focus on like recent results and stuff like that. I have
Same.
Adorable Knight at 10. I can definitely
do too.
see him being higher,
Well,
but I don't know anything that he's done super good at other than I know he went to Battle for Boise, and I think he did solid at Back to Smash. Other than that, I have no idea what he did good at.
yeah, I'm pretty unfamiliar with his recent results as well. I will say that.
Again, the
Um,
West Michigan factor is really tough to rank those players.
Yeah, it's a different planet over
he
there.
beat. This is what I was thinking of. He beat So Good Pop at Big Apple.
Ooh.
I think you have to be pretty.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty good to beat So Good Pop. You
To,
know.
to me, Adorable
so-
Knight's a like the type of player that can just lock in, you know what I mean, and be terrifying. Because I
Maybe.
think he also strikes me as
Just to be
someone
Linus.
who's like maybe a little burnt out from the game, doesn't play too often. But then when he wants to start winning, he can start playing a lot better.
I mean, from what I'm looking at, he only loses to PR players or like West Michigan serious threats. Other than this movement smash 126 where he lost to
rough day.
Ramiz and Lyrical. That's all right.
That's also a while ago.
Cornball! Wait a second, this guy losing to Cornball, bro. maybe I'm taking back what I said.
Stahl Goodman too.
Let's just go back. Let's go back up. Yeah.
Moving on though, at my number 9, this is a guy you guys might not like how low I have him, but my thought behind placing him here is that I really don't like his like matchups against a lot of other people, and I also haven't seen him play a lot. So I'm not thinking like he
Dude,
loses to these players.
I swear if you say Avien, I'm gonna be so
No,
pissed.
not here, not here, not here.
Okay.
No, I see Avien play. This player, I haven't seen him play like since Little Big House 2 years ago. I haven't seen him play in forever.
Oh, it's Aghi.
It's Aghi.
Yeah.
Aghi. Okay. Yeah.
Just because I look at a lot of the players above him, and I think those matchups seem disgusting, and I never see him play against any of these players. And obviously he's decent, and he has the potential to overcome those matchups, but it just looks like a lot of really difficult shit that he's gonna have to go through.
Drew, I think this is actually a case that you did not watch Smash Ultimate when Riddles was a Belmont main. Riddles was a
I actually
Belmont
did
main.
a little bit. I did.
Really? Because Riddles main Belmont and that character was impossible to get off the ledge versus, and like it seemed like he was one of the best characters in the game, and holding a lead.
I used to think Belmont was like a great character
game.
because of that. I was like, why is this a bad character?
And I think Aghi does basically everything that makes Belmont's good. And the reason that he has found good wins is because he uses all of Belmont's good tools well.
Yeah.
The problem for like me and why I'm able to beat Aghi is because he's got too many patterns. He's like, I'm always gonna do this move after this move, and I'm like, okay, if you're always gonna do it that way, I'm gonna be right there to punish you for it.
Yeah. See, and then when I look at the players I have seated above him, it's players who a lot of them are also decent at pattern recognition, and it's a lot of characters that either can get in very easily or don't necessarily need to get in, right? So I see a lot of shit that looks very difficult for Aghi. So that's why I have him down here.
Yeah. There's also that factor that no one plays against Belmont either. Like,
Yep,
I guarantee you, the entire top 16, unless you're an Ann Arbor player, which I don't think I put it. Oh, I put one that they definitely don't. He lives in Ann Arbor, right?
I think
He
so.
lives just west of Ann Arbor in a town called Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Jackson.
Well,
Jackson.
I don't think pretty much anyone has any experience against Aghi.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah. But at my 9, I put Cal.
Okay.
Due to recent runs, I can definitely see him being higher. But I think I think he's very, very inconsistent, like on a level of inconsistency akin to me. He's
more inconsistent, but yeah.
Yeah, he's and it's an Arcadian. So if he comes up against a matchup that he's gonna be like, oh my god, I can't figure this out or something, he's definitely gonna lose the will to play.
Yeah.
And have a hard time.
Yeah, he's not as mentally sound as you need to be to make it, to do this kind of thing.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm sure we'll talk about him later. So I'm gonna move along. My number 9 is Triscuit. So
yeah,
okay.
I sort of figured that you guys will have Triscuit around the number 9, maybe a little bit higher. I'm sort of surprised I was the first one to have him.
He's
has
my
an
8. No spoilers. Oh, he's your 8
Okay.
too.
8, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That's the first.
Well.
I think that's the first one that any of us have had in the same
We
place.
were all pretty good.
Yeah.
Ian and me
he's a-
both had Adorable Night at 10.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
High five.
Okay, can talk.
High five his
Triscuit.
camera.
Yeah.
So then we may as well say it since we just both said our 8s
He
as well.
hasn't really
Dog, who's your
competed
8?
very much.
What are you talking about? He went to. I mean,
I don't know, but like he used to grind a lot.
I guess
Like,
so. Yeah, he's been to.
But he's also
He's
been busy
very-
with crew battles.
He's
you know?
very school heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about someone like Triscuit is I know that dude's playing the game because I know you guys have practices and I know you guys play online. Like I know this guy's playing the game. So, like, like you can't convince me that he's not playing the game. So I know that he's
playing the game.
he's going to be very tournament ready. Whether or not he's going to tournaments, I know he's going to be.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like why I really can't put Triscuit any lower than 9 because he's going to be tournament. I mean, I also think that he's not as good as everyone I put above him in terms of just like Smash Bros. Understanding and whatever. But I can't put him any lower than that. He's just so ready to play the video game.
Yeah, Triscuit to me is a pretty consistent, solid like top 10 pick. Like I feel like he's like kind of a shoe-in to be in conversations the day of where it's like, hey, look, Triscuit's making it around. You know what I mean? Like he's going to be a part of those conversations. Like basically no matter what the day throws at him. I feel. I feel like I don't see Triscuit flop very often, unless you like pull up some result right now that I haven't seen. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Judder Forte, go 1-2.
Judder Forte.
I remember that bracket. That was so tragic.
Is
It
it?
was so tragic.
Is
Ma-
losing
Maybe the
Forte
way it
tragic,
happened
or-
was.
That's
Forte and Judder were solid, but I remember seeing him sitting down after. the
Oh,
loss.
okay. I got
He
you.
looked so
Yeah, that's
mentally broken. He's also a very emotionally driven player.
Mhm.
With the come on,
Come
He's
on!
definitely like.
Yeah, I'm well
Last-
aware.
Somebody's getting
last
come down
year-
at the Arcadian.
I
Yeah. I'm well
think
aware.
last year he lost to someone that he really got upset about, and then he got very emotionally like ready and he locked in, and he made the run to I think 7th.
That's a good skill to have.
Jeez, he lost. Oh yeah, I remember this now. He lost to Cthulhu. Cthulhu's is a Toledo 1-2. So this is I bet his worst loss. In a long time.
No!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Like
bringing
going,
that
and also I
knowledge.
mean going 1-2 at Toledo tournaments.
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about 1-2 at movement. I'm talking about Toledo tournament.
Right.
But I mean, but the 2 weeks before he beat fucking scrubbed out 3-0.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So Gary, who's your number 8? Because me and Spectre both have Triscuit there.
Aster.
Okay.
I have the Greninja player Aster after a couple solid wins, couple solid runs. Nothing crazy though. Just a couple pretty solid showings.
He's a player that I have higher based on
right?
nothing but like word of mouth. Like
Yeah,
I've
I
just,
haven't
like,
seen any gameplay.
Same.
This is so true. I haven't seen any gameplay.
I've just heard people mention him. Honestly, the Wilds win like is cool, but like it doesn't move me that much. Like Wilds loses some sets every now and then. Like he gets upset like pretty frequently. He lost out really early at Back to Smash as well. Maybe Michigan just isn't his state.
Yeah, he did.
And that's also a dog shit matchup. So I am not like super inspired by that, but I am seeing a lot of consistency, a lot of pretty solid wins for him. Except for the Pink Bowser loss.
What the heck?
I think it's a pretty
no,
capable
that
player.
dude. I think you have to take free weeklies. Like I don't know, it's not the same.
Yeah, for
free-
sure.
Free weeklies aren't the same. Like
PoisonJam quarter Soga Pop is a good round.
yeah, beating So Good Pop again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He seems to be a
like-
very like
He's very
Big run
consistently.
player based on these.
I'm gonna get a good win every week. You know.
beating Cal, Bry, Druish, and losers of whatever the heck this tournament was.
That was a solid tournament. It was a good tournament.
he also just
I
based
can
on what
feel
we're
it.
seeing right now seems to struggle against heavies, which like is not the biggest problem against the field at the Arcadian. There's not too many
That's true.
there's not too many
there's only two.
high potential heavies in
The
What,
one thing
Zefer
that
and
I'm
someone
concerned
else?
about, yeah, the one thing I'm concerned about when I look at players that enter a lot of free tournaments is like Aster and Zefer. Like, how can they? How ready are they when the pressure's like racked up to 1 million kind of thing? Like, when more people care, more people are watching. Like, Zefer actually takes it. Zefer takes it pretty well. Zefer's always
I
like
agree.
chill,
Yeah, from
right?
what I've seen.
He's never. I've never seen that guy stressing. I feel like he's always, he's always chill. And I think that helps him in terms of like preparing for brackets and like being able to take it all like pretty seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So moving into number 7, this is where I have to ask an ever important question for this. Gary, are you allowed to enter the Arcadian?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
No.
So
Okay.
so there's a certain LaGuardia airport that's registered for the Arcadian, and and I hear that guy does have a Smash data, and he does go to Toledo locals, and he does play Wario, maybe Falco, maybe Dr. Mario. I'm not sure, but
Something like that. Something like that.
but I mean I think it would be funny if I entered and played Dr. Mario, but I would be surprised if I'm still in bracket Saturday morning.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like
So.
you walk up to the front desk and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, it's me, the Dr. Mario player, LaGuardia Airport.
Yeah. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? PR. What's that? What's that?
If for some reason I get to play, I wouldn't.
Like you did with Savon.
If somehow I get to play, I wouldn't play a real character. Just
Yeah.
just stick around.
Not take any chances from people.
Yeah, I just want to mess around a little bit, have some fun.
Okay, that makes sense. So, because of that, there's another guy that I might have him low, but the thing is, at this point, we have reached the territory where I think any of these people have a solid win the whole thing possibility. I think like basically everybody from here on out, for me at least, has like a good shot at just winning the whole event, and I would not be mad at anybody for saying that they could win this. Number 7, I have Avien.
Dude, come on! What is going on?
How do you fumble this hard?
Listen. Okay.
Bro, why do you put all the top seeds in the
So here's the thing.
What the heck is going
Notice I've still left out 2 Greninja players that I haven't said yet, right? That's not a great matchup, and it's also not one that he's experienced with at all. So he can have a really hard time with that. How does he do against Nad? Yeah.
They go back and forth, but I think Pablo has the advantage. Avien
Right.
has the advantage. Usually.
Okay. So like this for me is just like I can see Avien just getting the like worst hand and having like shit luck and not being able to overcome. That's my Avien at number 7 pick.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree. I mean, I think Min has a good enough matchup chart that he won't really get matchup checked real bad. I mean, like what? Like Zelda is annoying, and like Jigglypuff.
Yeah,
like
Jigglypuff is hard.
I don't
Sheik
know.
is weird.
There's like one
I don't
Pablo
real-
that can maybe take a game off him.
Yeah, who, Juicy?
like
Yeah, Juicy. Maybe Big
like
Higgs.
I don't know, man. I don't really see him losing. I mean, dude, his execution is so good. I will always say that this guy's execution is so good. Like,
I agree.
I mean, I get thrown off stage and Wilf just dies. So
again, I think
it's just hard.
everybody here on out has a good argument to win the whole thing. So I think Avien
8 is
really
crazy though. Like,
it
or
is.
7
Seven.
is crazy though.
7.
That's insane.
Like
for
you,
Avien.
like Drew, to let you know, you have already said my top 3 seeds. My top 4 seeds, actually. My top 4 seeds.
Really? Your top 4?
So,
That's funny.
yes, you have said all of my top 4.
Again,
So-
dude, it's what I said. I pick based on dog. I don't see dog in Avien.
So
I don't.
yeah, you said PoisonJam, and I was like, what are you saying?
You have PJ in your top 4?
So- Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's hear it. Who are the 7s?
For 7,
I have Callum.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just go with you. Oh, okay. Wait. I have Zefer.
Okay.
I just don't think he's been enough to seed him correctly this year. Apart from Big House, I know he did well there. And other than that, I don't really know. But he's obviously very good. Definitely can make a run.
Dude, I love her.
And
I love how you're like at 7. He's like, oh, he could be higher. He hasn't been to enough, and I'm like, I'm at 13.
I mean, dude. I mean, maybe.
Drew, you're
It's like maybe I'm biased because 1, he beats me, and 2, he just always wins EMU. Like always wins
That's
EMU.
Who's his comp?
I know it's I also know it's like EMU, but dude, he like
Wait, scroll up.
I don't he also goes out.
You just missed something convenient. That's a
What? Whoa.
That's a like a 2-2 with like VG Boy and someone else.
Ooh.
Oh, this?
yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Dude,
There's a
after
prototype boss
all
up
this
there.
green, like
But again, though, who's he beating
him
at
going
those
to Ann
tournaments?
Arbor, then losing to he always beats Mr. Monday. This is a solar win. Dude, he beat Winter Shorts. Winter Shorts is like pretty
That's
good from Ohio.
That's good. Wi-Fi password
Um,
#tag.
That's also true. He cleaned up Oosh and Pasquale.
That's good. That's good.
I think Pasquale can make a run, honestly.
Again, he beat Jad here. He beat Dylan and Ramiz here and Lab in a bad matchup.
Dr. Watts too. That's a good one.
I
always
honestly,
beats
like have not valued a Dilster win in a long time because
Yeah,
I
me
feel
neither.
like
Damn.
I haven't seen him like focus and like actually like try in forever.
He beat
like, a
Zuri
long
at this
time.
movement. Like I said, he doubly limbed. He beat Avien at whatever this EMU was. Again, I don't know how hard everyone was trying, but Avien did play his main.
That's your go, bro.
Dude, shut up.
Bro.
Like he and at the pre-local to
Hat?
Phoenix Down, he double limb Straw Hat. Like I don't know. I see him beating Straw Hat Kid are 2 extremely different like players to play against, right? The skill set that you need to beat
the 2
me,
most opposite you could have, like for like wins at that level. They're very opposite.
Maybe I think the skill set that you need to be able to beat me and to beat Straw Hat Kid is like so hard, and he beat both of us at Mystery Dungeon, the Fingers Down pre.
Okay.
So like I didn't really give him a lot of credit for especially that tournament. I like remember that tournament very distinctly as like Amos just like had such a hard time about trying to beat this DK who he like the matchup's like +2, right? He just he
Pac-Man's
just doesn't
complain
have the
about that
kind of
matchup.
Yeah,
a
but-
lot. Triscuit's a big DK complainer.
I don't know, bro. I wish I had fucking Apple to throw at DK, but
I've been talking to Triscuit a lot lately. He does not want to play Zeph.
Yeah.
Could be true.
Yeah, I know he hates that matchup a lot.
Like I said, especially this turn. I like look at this tournament and I'm like, this guy's good. Beating me and then turning around and beating Straw Hat Kid is really hard to do in a tournament. I truly believe that, and like being able to like that, I just give him a lot of credit for that, as well as always, just like basically always winning EMU. And so if you look at like the head-to-head for Zefer against a lot of other players, like he has a lot of sets against everyone. Everyone's gone to an EMU one time and they end up playing Zefer twice in Grands, right?
Right. Yeah.
So like, I mean, him beating Avien here and beating Monday and beating Jad and like, I just give him, and he always beats Dylan when they play. He has this Surrey win, right? Like, they aren't recent. He doesn't have like the recent tournaments.
Sure.
But I mean, again biased. I just think he's good. So.
Okay. My number 6. This is where having 10 minutes to make this bracket becomes a content move, right? I think
Okay.
there's a guy.
Well, we're just starting because you don't have any of my top 4.
I know. This is a guy. I don't think you have him on your list.
Did you?
I have Phonic at number 6.
I had Phonic as 14.
Did you? Okay. I have Phonic at number 6. I think what we said about people not knowing how to play against Sonic, I think it's going to be huge, because the other thing about Phonic is that if he wants, he can just do like the brainless Sonic stuff, but he's also a player who has a lot of game knowledge. Like
He does, yeah.
like Gary, you talk about like fundamental understanding of the game. I think he is up there at this Arcadian. For me, for Phonic, it's a thing of nerves, right? He's tweeted about this. He has a really hard time like keeping himself composed. I think if Phonic stays composed, he is a threat.
Very true. Very true.
So that's where I have him. And I do think, by the way, we're at like an hour of this. So let's try and scooch these last five a little quick.
Speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
At number 6, I have Nad Lucas, Nad79. He's
I also have
been
Nad.
Okay.
doing very well lately with a lot of PR wins. Beating Hawk yesterday. That was
Yeah,
Monday.
he did beat Hawk literally
pretty good.
Monday.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have had Nad at like 11 if he didn't beat Hawk literally yesterday. If I'm gonna be honest. But like, I mean, it's a really good win, right? Beating
He's very
Dan is.
consistent too. Very consistent.
He does always seem to. He's good against the field, even though I think the field is terrible against Mario. Horrible against dude. Michigan's horrible against Mario. It actually pains my soul. But
You gotta teach us that
I think,
matchup, bro.
dude, if anyone wants to fucking call up, I'll teach you how to play against Mario. It's not that hard. It's actually not that hard at all.
Dude, you're
bro.
gonna drop
It's so
this
not that
Friday
hard.
night. Your DMs are gonna flood, and Lucas is gonna go 2-2.
Good luck.
But
man.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, I can. I don't know. I mean, I played Smash 4 again. I'm a Smash 4 pilled.
Yeah.
I played Smash 4, and I mean, Mario was just something that you had to fight a lot. If you weren't good against Mario, you couldn't make it far in brackets. So,
Right.
Mhm.
At 5 and 4,
go.
breaking into the top 5.
Go.
These are both players that are just kind of here based on word of mouth and hearsay and like things I've heard about them. I haven't seen either of them play that much. It's these aren't crazy. I think a lot of these. I think these two are like reasonably agreeable. I don't think either of them are like absurd. It's Aster and Adorable Knight. I think they're both like they're both players that I haven't seen that much, but I've heard nothing but amazing things from both of them.
Yeah. I think we talked about both. I think we talked about both of them. So
Yeah, I just think they both have a lot of potential and a lot of like pretty solid matchups.
go ahead, Eden.
I have Jado. The beginning of the season, he went crazy with a lot of good wins, a lot of out of state, really good wins, and then
I have
since
Jett.
then,
Yeah.
not really.
I have Jett at 5. I mean, Young Link is a good character. You know, surprise, surprise. Young Link wins a lot of matchups. You know, it's also really easy. Again, the bracket thing. I'm big on brackets. Pressing like no, like you don't have to worry about drift. You don't have to worry about anything. You just press B from the other side of the stage, and it works, dude. It's just gonna work. There's nothing complex. You just press B. If it hits, you can reaction. Just like run up forward air. If it doesn't, you can just not. Right? Like it's very easy to play Young Link, and that's definitely to Jett's benefit. But he's similar to Bry. He's got good matchups and he's got bad matchups. He's run into a lot of bad matchups, and if you like look at his Smash data, it's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect.
Yeah.
But I still think he's pretty good.
So those are your 5s, right? Do you guys both have Jetta?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in
Okay.
sync, Gar. That's crazy.
So what are your 4s?
I have Zefer.
I have Aster.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
you guys put Aster pretty high.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we both had him at 4.
we've talked about
consistent
that.
PR wins is just crazy.
So
I mean the Wilds win is
it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It is. It's definitely not something that can be totally downplayed. Moving into the top 3, I have these 3 guys here, because they have all either at one point had or currently have like PR conversations, right? Where they're like they could reasonably like win this Arcadian and like get another win and be PR this season, right? My number 3, and I do think these 3 for me come down to matchups. I have Cal at 3. Which is also biased. It's also biased.
Yeah.
That's also
I knew
that's
you'd
also
hear.
like
I knew
my
you'd
homie
hear.
from high school. But
No, you're
I
good,
do
you're good,
think
you're good.
I do think like the way he's been playing recently, coming into this Arcadian, he knows that like if he wants a PR run this season, it's first at the Arcadian or bust. And I think he does pretty well under that type of pressure.
Okay.
So he is very much the type of person who is either going to run into bad matchups or he isn't, right? Because I also totally could see him running into like fucking like Triscuit Aghi and losing some stupid shit. But I think when he's on, he's the best player in this bracket, you know. So
that's fair.
It's just which Callum are we seeing, and I believe that the odds of seeing peak Cal are like pretty high, given the context.
Yeah, I had Cal at 7. I mean, I think highly of it. I think highly of him. I think I think he runs into bad matchups versus a lot of the other top 10. I mean, Jad, Aghi, Avien. Those are all bad matchups for Pokemon Trainer. So we'll see. He's got to play really good, and I truly do think he's going to see Avien, Aghi, Jad, Nad. I think he's going to see one of those 4 in his path, and he has to be one of them.
He's going to have to win at least one matchup that he's going to hate a lot.
Yeah.
I do think he has an Aghi win, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. And again, I think anyone at this tournament, it is possible. I think he's like 0-7 or something on Jado, but it gets better every time they play. So it's like. It does.
No,
it does.
Not that it gets better every time they play.
What do you want me to say? He's learning. He's learning.
That's the me and Keith Saturn conversation. I can't do it. I can't
That's
do
good.
it.
That's actually a good point. None of us have Keith.
He was in my head when I was making the list.
He's in my
shout.
top 30. He's in my top 30.
To me, I don't think I've ever seen him like go crazy. You know what I mean? Like have a great.
I've never seen him go crazy either.
Yeah,
so.
that's the only reason I didn't have him anywhere. I think everybody on my list has like crazy run, like top 8 potential. I don't really think Keith does.
Yeah, that's very true. I had Aghi as my 3.
Okay.
That dude's been around the game for forever. He knows. I mean, he plays Belmont like it's the back of his hand. You know, like. I mean, he's had great wins over his post-COVID career. Every time he goes to something, he does well. So I mean, I think Aghi is a shoe-in for a top seed, not necessarily a shoe-in for top 3 placement. I do think he's a shoe-in for top 3.
Yeah, you think he should be seeded that high?
Okay. I think he truly deserves to be seeded that high, and but I could see him fumbling in some matchups. Again, it's the same thing as like OG Derek. I don't know how prepared he is. But yeah.
Okay.
I had PoisonJam at number 3.
Mm-hmm. I had PJ at 2. So.
Yeah. As we said, like I don't think a lot of these players have the patience or the playstyle needed to beat Kazuya, and I think it really depends on if he is locked in or not. Which I know he really wants to win. He's been practicing a lot more than he has been in the last few months, but like I think it really depends on who he's playing against, and I think he has very good chance to go very far.
Mm-hmm.
Has
the thing that I say about PoisonJam that made me put him 2 on my list as opposed to putting him 6, 7, 8, he beat Avien. He beat Avien, and Avien was playing good that day. Avien beat Druish that day, right? That's a hard matchup for Kazuya. Like if you can beat Avien, you could win this bracket. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
I mean, I just had to give it.
My question about him is, has he learned the Greninja matchup? Because I remember hearing him like really upset about that.
That's very fair.
I really would.
Say Ian, do you know? Okay. Because that's the thing. If you're coming into this top 16 and you've never played a Greninja, you're not gonna make the run. you're gonna run into one of them eventually, unless they both eat shit. They could both like lose early.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know. Yeah, go ahead.
It's gonna take some luck.
I actually don't know, but I get pings for like grind server season, and like twice a day, every day for the last few weeks, he's been pinging for
that's big. That's
players to play against.
Yeah.
So I think he's coming in ready.
So my number 2, getting into it. Gar, you had PJ. And I have this just based on like recent momentum and runs he's made recently. I have Nad Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just based on the direction he's been moving as a player, and like the way that I've seen him beating people, I think he has the ability to adapt and also to totally catch people off guard.
This is true.
And he also does very well against what?
I'm such a Mario hater. I think that character's like not that good, you know, et cetera. Just no one knows how to play against him.
Right. Okay.
Teach us.
Yeah, I just think he has a great shot. I think he does pretty well against the field. But as you said, people are just bad against Mario. So. Yeah, I like Nad Lucas's odds.
He's definitely very consistent, but if there's one thing I do know about him is on regional days, which it's not really a regional, but it's a big event, he gets super unlucky and either doesn't play to his best or just gets very unlucky and misses that peak Nad gameplay we can find.
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen him go nuts at a regional. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen.
He's due? He's due for it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mario. Anyway, at number 2, I have Aghi as well. I just think he's got more, I don't know, I guess you could say skill than everyone else underneath him and more experience, so.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I get, again, Drew, I'm surprised that you don't believe in the Ogster, but
again,
we'll
he's a player. I've watched him play once, and it was 2 years ago. So, like,
I got you.
That's definitely a lack of experience pick for me, I guess.
I got you.
So my number 1 to close out my list, I have Lamar from afar. No, I'm playing.
No.
I have Jado. I think.
You have Jad.
Of course I do. He's the only player I haven't mentioned yet. Who else would it be that I haven't said?
I wasn't listening that closely.
It's Jado. It's Jado. Listen. This is
Do
also.
you know who he's lost to?
I don't. Show me.
Lost to me.
Dude, he lost to Psyche and Dante Latte, bro.
Yup, he did.
Psyche, Dante Latte.
He's definitely top 5, like, but with the beginning of this season that he's had.
He lost to
Black
Black Rose.
Wait a minute, I didn't know about that. Hold on.
Bro. I think you need more than 10 minutes to make this.
Oh, that's so funny.
He lost to Rensu at Big House after beating Kopel. Like, what is?
That's
what
so
even is
funny.
this? He lost to Merrick.
Look at that though. Kopel, risk taker. He has some other good wins before.
Jad's in my top 5. Yeah, he definitely has good wins. He definitely has good wins. But
okay, the reason I have him here
number
is
1,
because-
bro, first seed.
is because of the 3 players here who I think, like,
Also,
again, the reason I have those top 5 or those top 3 is because they're coming in with like if they make like the run, they have like a decent PR shot. And Jado, the reason he has that is because he had a crazy run at Fort Land a while ago, and I think he has good like good big run potential. You know what I mean? So that's why I have him there. Is because of that
Fort
potential.
Land.
He
I mean,
definitely has potential, but since he's gotten all those good wins, he beat Save.
Yeah, he fell off.
Other than that, he hasn't really done anything.
And again, this is another decision that is guided by the fact that I had 5 minutes to make this list, and I did not have time to look at his stats. I've just heard that he had a fantastic season. Haven't seen him play much. Haven't seen him lose much.
That's fine.
So I put him there.
That's fine. I like I said. I mean, Jad's 5 on my list, so he's definitely
Do you want to say our number 1s together?
Yeah, it's Avien.
It's Avien.
It's Avien. So, I mean, I'm also biased because I mean that guy plays Min Min, and I think Min Min's really good, and he's beating me in bracket. You know, whatever. So,
I am excited to watch all 3 of us be terribly wrong this Saturday. Either tomorrow or the day after for you watching at home. Thank you for sticking along. This is definitely our longest episode yet. Maybe the longest episode we'll get in a while. I don't think we intended on it being this long. But it was a great time.
Though. I don't mind.
I agree.
Well.
Yeah, it moved pretty good. So unless either of you have any closing remarks, this might be where we wrap it up.
No, let's put a bow.
We're good.
Let's put a bow on it.
All right.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Thanks
for coming on. Thanks for coming on. Kind of last minute, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, very last minute.
It was fun. It was fun.
Hopefully it was fun.
All right. Thanks for being here. It was a great time. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm gonna post Twitter links in the description. Go follow those. We got other stuff. Go watch the other episodes. Shout out to the Wavebird. Yeah. Hit like, hit subscribe, press all those buttons down there, and thanks for sticking around.
Bye.